Hello there, it's me, Ida Andersen again with the Drawing TV of today. I hope you are having a wonderful time out there wherever you are. Today I'm going to give you part 2 of a small series of 3 videos about how you can develop your own personal style in your art. And I guess that's really something that we all want to. It's not something you just sit down and decide quickly. It's a long-term work, but it can be nice to have some, guiding lights about what is it you what is it you need to work with to find your own personal style. Okay, so this is part 2. And if you haven't already seen part 1, I really recommend that you go back or down or whatever in your, in your view, and see and view the first video in this series that is more about the more practical side of developing your handiwork, we can say, with your art. And today I'm going to talk briefly about another major aspect in finding your own personal style, combined with what we talked about in video 1, of course, and that is to put yourself the question, what really matters to you? You know, what really matters to you? That is a big question in life in general, but also in art. So no matter what your style is or where you are going, if it's more drawing or painting, or if it's more or less figurative, what you do, no matter, that's what I mean with style. I know we're talking about here how to find your own personal style, so you might not have arrived there yet, so it's a little bit of a mess with the words, but still, part of it is to really ask yourself what really matters to me, and then find out and work with how can you put that to pictures. How can you picturize what really matters to you? How can you with in visual language, how can you symbolize what really matters to you? I know that that is a very big question, and the answer to that in artistic sense could be so many things. And I really don't want to put any limitations here, because I mean this in a super broad sense. We are all super different. We are all individuals with a life history and so on and so forth. And what really matters to us is totally different from person to person. And we can talk about more practical things, and we can talk about more philosophical things, or emotional things, or experimental things, or whatever. There really are no limits. But let's say that it's just to pick some random choices. We can say what really matters to you is travel, seeing the world. That could be one thing in one period of life, maybe, whatever. Or it could be love, or it could be, maybe it's the environment. Maybe you're an environmentalist and it really matters to you. But still, you're an artistic soul, and what you do in life is art. But apart from that, you are an artistic person, you might have some things you really care about, and that's what you want to put in your art. So find out somehow, work with, write it down or whatever, what really matters to you. And then what you need to work is, how can you put that to pictures? How can you make that into art in a meaningful sense, both visually, aesthetically, and so on? How can you symbolize what really matters to you if it's some more, things that we can't say are very concrete? I mean, if you really care about the ocean, then naturally you would maybe paint or draw the ocean. That's quite simple, but maybe it's not that simple. So you need to find out how can you symbolize in your art what your answers to the question is, what really matters to you. And that is what you need to work with, in my opinion. Together, what we talked about in the first video, that is more about handiwork, how you develop the practical part of your drawing and painting style. But that has to go hand in hand with what we talk about in this video, that what you put to pictures actually matters to you, because otherwise it can easily flat out. That's my opinion anyway. And in the next video, video 3, I'm going to give you a last clue to work with this, to give you a framework for this, you know, developing your own style in a way that I think leads to personal style, and not just something you decide, I want to work with this, but maybe it's an external thing that you come up with. So you really have to dig deep in and find out what really matters to you. Okay, so that was the Drawing TV today, the rather deep end of the Drawing TV. Have a lovely day and see you another time. Bye bye.